Hey everyone, I am David.
And I'm Anna. Welcome back to Learning English Together.
Today, we're talking about renting an apartment. What to say when you're viewing a place, talking to a landlord, and reading a lease.
Stay until the end. The last section has a phrase that could save you a lot of money before you sign anything.
Anna, I went to view an apartment last month, and I completely froze. The landlord started asking if I had any questions, and I just said, "It looks nice," and that was it.
Oh no, that's the worst moment to go blank.
I know. I didn't ask a single useful question, sign a lease, and then found out the heating was broken the whole time.
Oof. That's the most common mistake. People get excited about the space and forget to actually inspect it.
So what should you actually ask when you walk in?
Start with the practical stuff. What's included in the rent? That one question tells you everything.
What do you mean by included?
Some apartments include utilities, that's electricity, gas, water. Others don't. If utilities aren't included, your monthly cost could be a lot higher than the listed rent.
I wish I'd known that. My electricity bill was huge.
Also ask, how old is the heating system? And when was the last inspection? Landlords have to answer these.
Wait, they have to?
In most places, yes. Landlords are legally required to disclose the condition of major appliances. If they dodge the question, that's a red flag.
What does red flag mean here exactly?
A red flag is a warning sign, something that tells you this might be a problem. You'd say, "That's a red flag for me," or "I noticed a few red flags during the viewing."
So ask about utilities, check the appliances, and watch for red flags. If you do those three things during a viewing, you'll know more than most renters ever find out before signing.
Quick recap. 5 phrases from that section. The first one is, what's included in the rent? Asking which costs are covered by your monthly payment.
For example, before I decide, I just want to confirm, what's included in the rent?
Repeat after me. What's included in the rent? What's included in the rent? Second, utilities, basic services like electricity, gas, water, and sometimes internet.
For example, the rent is $800 a month, but utilities are not included.
Repeat after me. Utilities. Utilities. Third, disclose. To officially share information that the other person has a right to know.
For example, the landlord is required to disclose any known issues with the property.
Repeat after me. Disclose. Disclose. Fourth, red flag. A warning sign that something might be a problem.
For example, when the landlord couldn't answer basic questions about the heating, that was a red flag.
Repeat after me. Red flag. Red flag. And fifth, inspection. An official check to confirm that something meets safety or quality standards.
For example, ask when the last gas inspection was done. It should be recent.
Repeat after me. Inspection. Inspection.
Okay, so you've seen the apartment and you like it. Now what? Do you just accept the price they quote you?
Almost never. Most landlords expect some negotiation. Funny story. The first apartment I rented, I just paid the asking price without saying a word. My friend who moved in downstairs paid $200 less per month for the exact same layout.
That hurts.
A lot. So the magic question is the rent negotiable?
Is it weird to ask that?
Not at all. It's completely normal. If the landlord says no, you haven't lost anything. If they say yes, you could save thousands over the course of a year.
What else can you negotiate besides the rent?
The deposit. Most places ask for 1 or 2 months upfront as a security deposit. You can ask, would you be willing to lower the deposit if I pay a few months in advance?
That's a good trade-off.
Also, the lease length. Standard leases are 12 months, but if you say, I'm looking for something more flexible, is a 6-month lease possible? Some landlords will agree.
What if I want to make changes to the apartment, like paint a wall or put up shelves?
Always ask before you do anything. The phrase is, am I allowed to make minor alterations? Minor alterations means small changes that don't affect the structure, painting, hanging things, that kind of stuff.
And if they say no?
Then you don't do it, or you lose your deposit. Either way, getting permission in writing is always the smart move.
Get in writing. That one's worth repeating.
Let's recap. 5 phrases for negotiating. First, is it negotiable? Asking if a price or condition can be changed by discussion.
For example, the listed price is $1,200. Is that negotiable?
Repeat after me. Is it negotiable? Is it negotiable? Second, security deposit. Money paid up front that the landlord holds and returns when you move out, assuming no damage.
For example, how much is the security deposit, and what are the conditions for getting it back?
Repeat after me. Security deposit. Security deposit. Third, in advance. Paying before the due date, earlier than required.
For example, I can pay 3 months in advance if you're willing to reduce the deposit.
Repeat after me. In advance. In advance. Fourth, lease length. How long the rental agreement lasts.
For example, I'd prefer a shorter lease length. Is 6 months an option?
Repeat after me. Lease length. Lease length. And fifth, minor alterations. Small changes to an apartment that don't affect the structure.
For example, am I allowed to make minor alterations, like painting the walls or putting up shelves?
Repeat after me. Minor alterations. Minor alterations.
Okay, this is the part one always skip. I just sign and hope for the best.
Please don't do that. I've seen people lose their entire deposit because they missed one clause in the lease.
What's a clause?
A clause is a specific section or condition within a contract. Every lease has multiple clauses about pets, guests, noise, repairs, subletting. Each one matters.
What are the most important ones to look for?
3 big ones. First, the notice period. This is how much advance warning you have to give before you move out. Standard is usually 30 or 60 days. Miss it, and you could owe an extra month's rent.
I did not know that was a thing.
Second, the early termination clause. This tells you what happens if you need to leave before the lease ends. Sometimes you just lose your deposit. Sometimes you owe several months' rent as a penalty.
Yikes.
Third, and this one catches people, the renewal clause. Some leases auto-renew. That means if you don't tell the landlord you're leaving by a specific date, you're automatically locked into another year.
So you could accidentally sign yourself up for another 12 months just by not saying anything?
Exactly. The phrase to use when reviewing any of these is, "Can you walk me through this clause?" It's polite, It's direct, and no landlord can reasonably refuse to explain their own contract.
Can you walk me through this clause? That's the one I'm going to remember.
Write it down. It works for contracts, job offers, insurance. Anywhere there's fine print you don't understand. Recap. 5 phrases for reading a lease. First, clause, a specific condition or section within a legal contract.
For example, make sure you read the pets clause before you sign. Some buildings don't allow any animals.
Repeat after me. Clause. Clause. Second, notice period. The amount of time you must warn someone before making a change, like moving out.
For example, the notice period is 60 days, so you need to tell the landlord 2 months before you leave.
Repeat after me. Notice period. Notice period. Third, early termination, ending a contract before its agreed finish date.
For example, if I need to leave early, what does the early termination clause say?
Repeat after me. Early termination. Early termination. Fourth, auto-renew, when a contract automatically continues for another period unless you cancel it.
For example, check if the lease auto-renews. You might be locked in for another year without realizing it.
Repeat after me. Auto-renew. Auto-renew. And fifth, can you walk me through this? Asking someone to explain something step by step in plain language.
For example, I'm not sure I understand this section. Can you walk me through it?
Repeat after me. Can you walk me through this? Can you walk me through this?
Last one. You've signed. You move in, and then you notice something is broken.
This happens all the time, and the mistake most people make is waiting too long to report it.
Why does that matter?
Because if you don't report a problem immediately, the landlord can later claim it was your fault. Always report issues in writing. Email is fine, within the first 48 hours of moving in.
Even small things?
Especially small things. A scratch on the floor, a stain on the wall, a dripping tap. Document everything with photos and send them.
What do you say in that email?
Keep it simple. I'm writing to report a few items I noticed upon moving in. Then list them clearly. That phrase, upon moving in, is important. It establishes the timeline legally.
And if the landlord doesn't fix something after you report it?
You follow up in writing. I'm following up on my previous message regarding the broken heating. Could you give me a timeline for when this will be resolved?
Give me a timeline. That's professional without being aggressive.
Right. Never threaten. Never get emotional in writing. Just be clear, be factual, and always ask for a timeline. That one phrase, "Can you give me a timeline?" puts polite but real pressure on the other person to commit to a date.
That works way beyond apartments, too. You could use it at work, with contractors, with anyone who's supposed to get something done.
Exactly. The best phrases travel well. Last recap. 5 phrases for moving in and reporting issues. First, report in writing. To officially notify someone about a problem through a written message such as email.
For example, always report any damage in writing so you have a record of when you told the landlord.
Repeat after me. Report in writing. Report in writing. Second, upon moving in, at the time of or immediately after arriving in a new home.
For example, I noticed a crack in the bathroom wall upon moving in and reported it right away.
Repeat after me. Upon moving in. Upon moving in. Third, document. To create a record of something, usually with photos or written notes.
For example, document any existing damage with photos before you settle in.
Repeat after me. Document. Document. Fourth, follow-up. To check on something after a first message or request, to make sure it gets done.
For example, I followed up twice about the broken tap before the landlord finally sent someone.
Repeat after me. Follow up. Follow up. And fifth, can you give me a timeline? Asking for a specific commitment about when something will happen.
For example, I understand you're busy, but can you give me a timeline for when the repairs will be done?
Repeat after me. Can you give me a timeline? Can you give me a timeline? That's all for today. Pick one phrase. Is it negotiable? Or can you walk me through this? And use it the next time you're signing anything.
If this helped, hit like and follow. Next episode, we're heading to the gym. How to sign up, talk to a trainer, and use the equipment without embarrassing yourself.
See you then.